time again for Doctor Who, the community show.
Yes, sorry if I'm a bit nasally or got a bit of a dry throat. I'm still recovering from a bit of a cold, so it's all coming up Millhouse. I've not got COVID. I'm double vaxxed. Before we get started, let's catch up. How are you? How have you been? Usually I'd put this later on in the show, but Poorly Animated Series 2 came out, and the lovely guy, Kane, who makes it, he only went and put me in as a cameo. The day before, or perhaps the morning before it came out, he sent me an early link to it, and I thought, oh, that's nice, or maybe he wants me to feature it in the show. No, I asked him why, and there is a bit of a story to it. Essentially, there are a few leak YouTubers that appear towards the end. Leak YouTubers, you know, other well-known creators that he's a fan of, but I didn't really fit in with that crowd, me being the outsider that I always am, I guess. But apparently he likes the show, thank you Kane, and he wanted to put me in anyway, so he realised he could put me in as the director from the Tooth and Claw segment. And let me tell you, I got one hell of a kick out of it. Ah, my old enemy. Planes! But yeah, because of that cameo, I'm putting it at the top of the show just because gave me a right old giggle seeing my little body puppeted around. It was a strange feeling, but I haven't laughed that hard in a long time, so thank you, Kane. It was hilarious. Also, the Sarah Jane Adventures thing, if you are doing that, that fills me with fear. It's my childhood, please be careful. I'm holding my hand out like that's going to do anything, like you're gonna grab my hand, Kane, and tell me it's going to be okay. Next was a bit of bad timing on my part. Last episode, at the top of it, I gave a segment to sort of show off some Melon t-shirt pictures, but I never received them. I only received them either the day of the episode or after. So now, here's some pictures of people who either got the Melon t-shirt, which I'm afraid is gone now, and as well as some other bits and pieces that came through. Thank you to everyone who has been buying the merch. The normal community show stuff is still out, and I am working, I believe, with Bo again to do something for Halloween coming up later next month, so get excited for that. And finally, Doctor Who Adventures just had to go and be lovely and give me the biggest ego trip of my life. A series I've mentioned of theirs a couple episodes ago is their Amazing Creators series, essentially doing a spotlight on fabulous people in the community. Previous people have been Dominic and Doctor Who Velocity, and their most latest one, this guy. I can only... my banner is falling down. This is what I'm looking at right now. Look at that, it's just dangling by a thread. Thank you, and just in case you didn't hear, thank you, Doctor Who Adventures. Again, watching that video, it was really in depth, by the way. It was both a nice, and there goes the banner. It was both a nice trip down memory lane and just a real warm, fuzzy feeling in the old heart. Some say Jack's heart grew 3 sizes that day. Or should I say hearts, 2. Get it? Sorry. It was a beautiful surprise, much like with the Poorly Animated Series 2 cameo. I didn't know. No one told me. I've shown my family this. My grandma and my mother specifically adored it. This show, man, I'm so glad I got this idea. Because it has helped me in so many ways and have made me connect with so many amazing people. But enough of this intro. That's not what this show's about. It's about promoting awesome people. But before I do that, I need to put up the banner again, because it fell down. Welcome to episode 8! If you're wondering the professional way that Jack attaches this to the pole, sellotape. Also, the washing machine's going, but it's not a mistake this time, because we're in between takes. And Jack is a professional in every single way. Did you know that? Don't judge me! Fan films, fan films, fan films, fan films, fan films. So the Sunday that episode 7 came out, I didn't know it was going to be a busy day. There's, I believe, 2 off the top of my head things that came out that day that I'll be mentioning in the show. The first of which, yeah, it's Doctor Who 2012 Series 5 trailer. Sorry, Dynamic Works 2012. I keep doing that! James Sutton pointed that out to me when I interviewed him, and I felt so stupid. I am certain I said that to Luke Newman's face as well when Anyway, but yes, the big Doctor Who fan film news is that DW 2012 Series 5 trailer starring the likes of Dominic and Meg. It's out! And I mean, I'll admit, I saw a little bit of an early viewing of this trailer without a lot of the VFX shots in it, and yeah, wow. That 4K camera, it's beautiful in person, by the way, I've seen it. And the gyroscope, oh my god, it's amazing. And the video captured it. Wow. Oh yeah, and I'm in it. You all thought I just went down for the interview and that's it. No. I'm not going to reveal anything about this character. However, one of my favourite things that I found out later is that it was supposed to be played by James Sutton, and I stole the role from him. But let's be honest, he's got enough roles. Let Jack have a go. I'm in a fan film. I'm in a fan film. How cool is that? A big thank you, obviously, again to Dominic, Meg, and Luke for being there, filming with me. They were fantastic fun to be around, as previously stated. But obviously, even bigger, congratulations on the trailer. It's done so well. Oh my god. Also, that music. Oh my god, I've listened to that cover now a million times. I would play a bit of the trailer, but I'm actually quite worried about copyright. I don't know how they got away with it, but just to play it safe, it's been playing over here. And obviously, you've all seen it. Up next is a creator by the name of Doctorus Prime. And they were very kind to send over a couple of things they wanted me to promote. And yeah, that's kind of the show. First of all is this crisp shot of the TARDIS flying through a very colourful vortex. What more is there to say on that? Beautiful. Seriously, some of the CG artists, including you, Doctorus Prime, in this community, blows my socks off. But we'll get a bit more to that in the artist section. Haha. But I was also sent something called The Adventures of Derek and Matt Remastered. I think this is something I've mentioned before? I mean, like, just check out this clip. I think it will speak for itself.
What should we do now? We could watch some television. Do not trivialize the situation. The Resurrection Project has failed. We have failed the Daleks. It is of no consequence, but this is the end of the Daleks. No, this is not the end of the Daleks. It is only the beginning. We do not need an army to destroy the Earth. We will form our own hierarchy of Daleks. We are the greatest minds of the new Dalek Empire. Dalek Derek, Dalek Darren, Dalek Donald, and Dalek Monty. Together, we will form new strategies. We will answer only to the Dalek Supreme. We will conquer, destroy, exterminate. We will bring about the resurrection of the Daleks. This day will be long remembered in the history of the Dalek race. This will be remembered as the day that the cult of Scratchwood was born.
Comedy Daleks are best Daleks, and I will not backtrack at all on that, because it's just the facts. Funny story, a few old friends of mine actually planned to do a Comedy Dalek series called Dalek Squad. No relation to Suicide Squad. And my one was a red Paradigm Dalek drone called Colin, who loved eating like chili or something. That never got off the ground, but this did, so it's automatically better. But yes, definitely want to check out, so go and subscribe to Doctorus Prime. Quick, let's move on before I go on another stupid tangent. Daleks would have been great though, let's be honest. Finally, there's a fan film group that I have been sleeping on. I've seen murmurings of their work in the past, but it falls out the brain sometimes, trust me, it happens. It is Fortuna Vega Studios, and from the looks of things, they're making a lot of Torchwood stuff, which is a bit different. I know James Sutton has his offshoot of Torchwood in the DW 2012 averse, but this seems like a very different, very interesting thing. They actually have a new trailer coming out very soon, so keep an eye out for that. But what I'm going to be mentioning here is their Torchwood 2000 two-parter. Oh, and because last time I really liked reading dramatically the synopsis, I'm going to do it again, especially with my deeper, ill voice. Maybe it'll help.
With a Jadoon on the loose and in pursuit of conquest, the Torchwood 2000 team must figure out why it's gone rogue. But what lies beneath the surface is far more deadly.
And here's part 2.
The world is ending! And it's up to the government, it's in quotations, to save Britain's children from the consequences. But what are they truly up to? What is Jane Cavan? And... oh, I'm sorry, but... who exactly is...
Sounds like a good nickname for me. Hi, I'm Jax Cicada. It's like my sci-fi name. But yes, definitely one to check out if you haven't already. Fan film segment over. No, I didn't want to drop it.
What if the 12th Doctor had a different companion?
I've really got to get myself my own one of these. Using a previous incarnations is just embarrassing. Donna, be my pal. Tell me. My good man.
Doctor, stop moping about and help me with my hat box. I'm trying to move in here and you're just being really, really rude and selfish. Think about me for a change, Donna Noble, because I ain't bothered.
Christ, I've got my work cut out for me. Coming!
Now we're going to be talking about audio dramas, which is like fan films where we take the visuals out and you just focus on the fact.
Why is it this episode I'm doing the stupid voice? First up is Vocalab. Vocalab is an audio production group that I have mentioned before. That seems to be a theme this episode. But they have been very kind and I love it when this happens because it gives me another ego boost. They sent over an early little clip
from Vocalab Productions. The Lost Soldier.
The battle was fused with chaos and carnage. The destruction of the Time Lords was all that mattered to the Dalek cause, and their soldiers put up a satisfactory fight. My casing would receive minor damage, but I was still able to fight. Weaponry operating at maximum efficiency. The tides of war were on our side, and we would prevail. For Daleks are supreme. Gallifrey would become our new Scarrow. However, the battle was not over. I became isolated from my attack squad as the Time Lords continued to destroy us. The Emperor's ship above suffered a heavy bombardment as it crashed into the city.
Coming soon.
Vocalab's level of quality is truly something to marvel at, so don't sleep on this, like I do for a weird amount of things considering what I'm doing. If you haven't already, go and subscribe and check out their other audios. They've got the 10th Doctor one and the Capaldi one, and oh my god, why did I say 10th Doctor and Capaldi? That doesn't make sense. Go and subscribe, I dare you, you won't. And secondly, I mentioned last week the trailer for Before Vastra, but it's out! It's the other thing that came out the same day as the community show. In fact, literally straight after the community show. Was not planned. The TT Whovians, or the TikTok Whovians, are a fabulous group of people that I am sort of adjacent a part of. I'm a part of it by association. I'm going to be in a couple of their things in the future, that's what I'm saying. I have heard murmurings of what will be happening in the future of the Before Vastra series, so let me just say, go and check out episode 1 to get on the boat early.
Hello, I'm Jenny. Your brother, he fetched me for help. Where you hurting?
It's my ankle, miss.
Well, Let me look. I can see if I can help.
Sure, miss. Grab her!
Oi! No! What are you doing? You
New to
can't do
London,
that!
miss. Clearly you've never been fooled before.
No, don't take it! You can't have it!
Learn the ways, miss. This is ours now.
Hey, you two. Clear off, leave her alone.
But Abby, your impression of Jenny Flynn is okay. It's fine. It's not all that. It's because you haven't heard mine.
Hello, dear!
I'll give you a call. Yeah, we'll sort something out. Doing that Ginny impression only made it worse. I'm going to a family barbecue later, and I'm either going to infect them with every bit of cold I have, or I'll die.
What if Doctor Who ended like Torchwood?
You want moves, Rose? Oh, I'll give you moves. Everybody lives, Rose. Just this once! Everybody lives!
Hey! We did it! So, you guys down to
Didn't notice poor little Lou down there. Happy days.
I'll have it like a news reporter set up like that. Why not? Put it in a glass. A wet glass. It's stupid. It needs to be at an angle. Oh, I know. Pencil case. It's a pencil prop. Now we're cooking with gas. Perfection. I've gathered you here today because I'm the new Prime Minister. I've got a few minutes to kill whilst I wait for our lovely friend Alia E. Torrie. We're nearly clip end. Oh, Alia Torrie's waiting in the lobby. As soon as I start dicking around. Hello, Alia.
Hello, Jack.
Well, I mean, we've been talking in the DMs for ages, probably since around the community show started, so it's nice to finally hear your voice live.
And likewise, it's nice to see you and hear you. Thanks for all the support as well, and for supporting our entire community and being a big positive light to us. I've said a million times, so.
Yes, feed my ego more.
Watch the brain swell.
Yes. So what would you say, sort of in the online community, you would be most known for?
Well, I talk a lot of shit on Twitter, so sorry, Tor. But following my voice acting, it's really the only reason I went back on Twitter. So I started on the Amino and met somebody called Harry Gosling, who was doing some audio dramas, and also Kieran Noon, who was doing like his own writing, and I made one of his audio things, and it started there. So I loved it so much, I just had to keep it going.
Almost every single community show, and this is episode 8 this will be in, you have had a mention in pretty much every single one, just based on how much you did. You just kept popping up, and I was like, hey, who is this Alia Torrie?
Me and the camera fell out a long time ago, so we don't speak at all. I class the sort of non-paid work and the paid work as the same. It's work, it's my life, it's a job, and I love it, So yeah, I don't generally turn anything down. Because if I stop, I feel like it all stopped.
Well, on the same lines as that, what would you say you find so enjoyable about doing voice acting in comparison to on-camera stuff?
Oh, it's a challenge because, let's put it this way, you're open to so much more. When you're on camera, there's judgment about how you look, whether you're like 5'0" nothing or 6'10", literally I'm a short ass, so I don't fit the dashing leading female. I'm short, I'm stumpy, and I'm getting older, and once you cross 25, generally in the film world they tell you to take a hike.
Well, unfortunately so.
I know it's pain in the bahookie, but with voice acting you've got so much more variety. You can be anything, anyone, anytime, any age, any character. God, I've even done Peter Capaldi. Come on. He became.
Hold on. Where is that project, and how haven't I seen it 500 times?
It started with a project called Michael, which was written by Kieran Noon. He's a very promising young Irish writer. And when I read it, I said, I have to turn this into an audio. And it was the first one I'd kind of ever done. I narrated it as my own, but it was a 12th Doctor story, and I thought I have to do the voices. I can't narrate without doing all the voices. So of course my Peter Capaldi came into question, and it's terrible. You know, it sounds more like Billy Connolly.
I mean, at least you've got a Billy Connolly impression in the bag. There we go. Add that to the resume, to the Spotlight account. Well, on this again, I'm leading these in very well. On the same lines as the impressions, you do a lot of them. That's how I came across you, specifically your Missy. I came across. But I mean, how many do you think you've done impression-wise over the years?
Oh, I don't know. I think with Doctor Who-wise, as I said, I've even done Nardole as well, which is terrible. But with Doctor Who, it's like, I get contacted to do scripts. Do you think you could do this? And I've never even tried the impression before. And I'm like, should I say yes? Should I say no? I'll say I'll try. And generally, I take them on as they go. And I say, Missy's been the most predominant. Sarah Jane, I've always, every time I get offered that one, I panic because I'm like, please do Liz Sladen some credit, please. And because I did get criticised for it once. I've had people say it's really good. And then I was a bit toothy once with it. And someone said it sounded more like Jimmy Stewart.
That's an interesting combo.
I know. Oh, geez.
So what would you say is your most, not well known, what you do the best, do you think? What would you say is your critical self is your favourite?
My best impression, I don't know how close I am to her, but I absolutely adore Missy. She has so much energy. If you imagine me in my tiny closet, right, like my tiny little cupboard of a studio, and how much energy Missy has, the amount of times I've maybe punched a wall. And I'm going, wee! But she certainly livens up a dull morning, and she's just fantastic to play. And I must say, the villains, you have to work out what their motives are for being badass baddies. And Missy's kind of complex because she isn't really bad, but she's the Doctor's friend, but she's a total enemy. I just love her so. She's wonderful. And Michelle Gomez, she put Scotland on the map.
Oh,
she's amazing.
Once again, I'm linking these like a pro. Yeah, you mentioned the cupboard, the famed cupboard under the stair. Well, that's how I imagine anyway, like Harry Potter just cramped in there. So what is your sort of recording setup? What does it look like?
It's an old coal cupboard. It's where they used to bring in all the coal and just shove it into this cupboard. And recently I thought my next door neighbour's dog was barking and going off his head. And I was like, shut it, Alfie, I'll eat you. Literally tore apart my house. And I was like, I couldn't find an ideal place to record. And then there was this cupboard my fridge was sitting in. And if you imagine, it's about the size of a fridge. And I basically just put foam tiles on the walls. It's stone thick, so there is no reception in there. You can't breathe in there. There is no air.
Cut yourself some air holes, Alia.
I know. It's a backwards TARDIS, really. It's smaller on the inside.
So, do you have any sort of voice acting or really just acting inspirations?
Obviously, Michelle Gomez. Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Peter Capaldi. Yes. Emma Thompson. Yes.
Oh, yes.
I'm a huge fan of Assassin's Creed. So I absolutely adore the voices of Adrian Huff. And of course, you've got Roger Craig-Smith, who is basically the voice of Sonic as well.
Going from Sonic the Hedgehog to Assassin's Creed, you can imagine in the recording booth, he goes a bit confused. Oh, you gotta go fast!
No, I love actors who are chameleons is the best way to describe them, is that they can play anything, any accents, any voices. They blend naturally into their surroundings. And I love actors that can do that. And they inspire me to do that, especially ones who, are able to play with their native accents a little bit as well, play with their complete physicality when they're on screen. I kind of idolise sort of the more male characters. I feel they've always got more to do. They have more of an adventure. They have more bloody brilliant writing, and sadly a lot of women are kind of cast as mother figures, and and it's always the same two-dimensional character. Doing a lot of short film and film, I found every character I had was very two-dimensional. They didn't have a past. I had to create a past. They were not a challenge in any way. There was no complexity. But with Missy, oh my god, yes.
Oh god, complex describes her very well.
Very, very well.
One more question before we get a little bit of fun at the end. I've got, don't think I haven't gotten something fun in store. You recently decided to sort of step away from a lot of the fan productions. And I was just curious, and I know the reason why, but I'm sure the viewers, the folks at home would be interested to sort of know what happened, because it is both sad and something that probably should be said.
Yes, it should be said. One thing about the community is I really want to say is, guys, everybody, stop.
Just stop. What a time to lag out.
Hello, can you hear me?
Sorry, you lagged out the second you said stop.
And I'll say it again, stop f***ing. Stop fighting each other, stop slagging each other's projects off. I think what everybody here is doing is wonderful. Whether it's got a huge budget, tiny budget, whatever, we're all doing something and not just sitting down and talking about it. We are actually doing something for the love of Doctor Who. I work closely with Black Glove Studio. I've been Black Glove Studios Sarah Jane for quite a while, and the Rani as well soon. I haven't met Chris in person, but I've spoken to him online quite a few times over various projects and things, and he has a lovely kindness and a nice innocence to the project he's doing just now. Basically is to bring the Brigadier back to life, in a sense, is to give him a proper farewell, a goodbye. One, for Nicholas Courtney, the actor, and two, because he never got the chance to have that goodbye. And so he has been working on this project, which does involve quite a bit of deep fake. And people got up in arms about it. And instead of knowing what the project was about and the true motives and the fact that Chris has actually had a blessing from Sadie Miller for the project. He's had a blessing from, John Leeson, I think, might be involved in it. I don't want to ding it. He's had a blessing from Nicholas Courtney's biographer as well. Again, as I say, the motives are lovely. They're sound. They're meant with kindness. They're not meant to belittle or to do anything to damage Nicholas Courtney's reputation. I was quite surprised by a few people I've also worked with in the past jumping on this bandwagon and tearing apart this project without knowing anything about it, some on moral high grounds. And I just went, F this. I'm not standing for this. This is bull. This is utter crap. Right. And of course, you may have seen my rant on Twitter about it.
You were getting very Scottish there. I could feel the swears just building.
It'd be worse. They could go Malcolm Tucker on this one.
Little Rory's watching Alia.
Sorry, Rory. But I was very surprised by a few I worked with before, and I do have a good relationship with a few of them. And I literally have said to them, and I won't mention who they are at this moment because I don't want to bring them down. They have been apologetic. As of furthermore, I'm not doing projects with you. You cannot slam another one's project. The whole core of Doctor Who is to be kind. These are our fan projects. These are projects, we do for the love of Doctor Who. And, we have that. We should be knitting together and helping each other. And Chris reached out to ask for help to complete this project. And instead of people going, hey, I've got these skills, I could help you, it was more, I want no part of this. And it was like, listen, we are on an amateur level. We are not the BBC, but we want to make something that tells a story and brings people in and shows the love for a show we all care about. And to see the amount of bickering and fighting and bitching and nonsense that goes on. But there are some wonderful people in the community, yourself included, especially because you're one of what I would say is one of the linchpins that keeps us together. You support everybody that is in the community. I will be honest with you, I'd have given up acting the minute lockdown started because I saw no hope for a future in it. So yeah, I very nearly threw in the towel. I was at the worst point in my acting career, my acting life, and I went, where is this going? There's nothing. I'm at an age where roles are becoming few and far between, and especially good ones. And I nearly chucked it completely until I say Harry Gosling was the very first. And obviously Kieran Noon with his stories was the very first. That gave me the opportunity to live a dream. And this is a Doctor Who community that should be existing, one that helps other people in this community dream and live a dream of what they wish to do and want to be part of in their future. And as I say, love Doctor Who since the age of 2. So, it's a given. We should be nice and sharing stuff instead of killing each other. Sorry, I'm blabbing again.
No, quite right. I'm getting ready for a revolution after hearing that speech. I'm ready to pick up some weapons and just, yeah! To get things on a slightly lighter note towards the end, I thought, as you are a terrific voice actress, I would give you 3 random characters, just a visual, and you've got to figure out what they would sound like. Do you think you're up for the challenge?
Yes, I hope so, yes. Go for it.
Okay, right. Let me get the first one. The first, as a slightly, a slightly simple one community show members might know. This guy, what does he sound like?
Hang on, let me clear the pipe. I've heard you do this before, so he's a bit growly, isn't he?
Well, in my way, I'm doing it against the green screen like that's going to help.
I am going to destroy your entire planet. Why? Because
it sounds like a really grumpy Yoda.
I'm green. He auditioned for Yoda. He didn't get it. He didn't have the ears, right?
Yeah, he did. No, he's still bitter about it. I hate George Lucas. The next one is near and dear to my heart, Alia. And my family has given this one a voice. It is my dog. Here he is. This is a picture of my dog. What's my dog sound like, Alia?
Does your dog always have its tongue sticking out?
Not always, but he likes to.
Oh, he likes to stick the tongue out a little bit, nothing? Nothing like putting me on the spot. Here, do a voice of the dog.
This is what I like to do for the challenges. No one should need to know what's happening. Everyone should be confused at all times.
Did I insult your doggy? What's your doggy's name?
My doggy's name is Fred, and he's an old
Fred.
boy. We love Fred. Fred is a good boy.
Fred changes everything. He's like, he's full Fred, and he's an old boy. Then he'd be more like this. Hello. Give you a kiss. Come here, let me slobber all over you.
Here's the voice my family have dubbed him, right? There's a video of a dog who's been dubbed over really wanting like the sandwich that their owner has. And it's like, is it the maple kind? I like that one. I like the maple kind. Because he's always begging at the table. He sat there like, I would like some food now, please. And that's just the voice we've given him. I have saved the hardest one for last. Right? There is one last one. And I'm going to get it now. One moment. Prepare yourself.
Oh dear.
What's he sound like?
It's an ood though. They're really peaceful. Except when they get really angry and slobbery and go feral, in which case they're more like I am ood. I don't know. Jack, I cannot be a serious actor right now with your hands on your head.
What do you mean? This is totally serious. Look how serious I am.
Right, that's it. I'll have to backwards challenge you to do Shakespeare with that.
To be or not to be? That is the question.
This stinks. It stinks in there. This is a good look. I've got ears. Thank you, and I will let you get back to your day.
Thank you, Jack, and it's been a pleasure speaking with you and meeting with you.
Of course. A long time coming. This has been on the cards for a couple months, and I've finally gotten to your name on the list.
So you won't do any more wiggy impressions of me then? That'll be fine.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say it's never going to happen. Never say never.
Oh, well, you have a lovely day, and I look forward to seeing the edit. Please be kind.
I'll think about it. I'm not kind. I'm actually really rude and a bad boy. That's me. Totally.
What if he had the right?
Just simply touch these two strands together, and the Daleks are finished. Have I that right?
Well, I mean, yeah, you do.
Oh, I do? Well, bye-bye, Dalek.
Sailor Jane, you imbecile!
I was gonna film the art section here, but I'm being blinded a bit. I should find somewhere else. I have found a bigger mirror. I literally sleep next to it and I forgot it existed. However, I have left the phone over there. Do excuse me. Found it. I got a fever. And the only prescription is more 3D Dalek CGI. Chucky. Little did you know that you've combined two of my favorite things. The Paradigm Dalek design and the Special Weapon Dalek design. Oh my god! Ooh, I should just stay down here. This is comfy. Combines and makes new possible designs. And I mean the polish, the lights, when the gun fires. The best. The best. I didn't know it had sound. Next we're back to the good old 2D art with Lo-fi, or Lo-fi. L-O-P-H-I, or if you include the at bit, is an extra L on there. Anyway, I've seen a bunch of different bits of art from this creator, but the one I'd like to bring up is this Ninth Doctor art. I like it. I like this Ninth Doctor art. Do you want to know why? Because 9 is still, even though with the new bigger finish stuff, still somehow underrated. I like it. It looks like a possible Doctor Who anime, almost. I don't know, it's something about those eyebrows and the sort of sharp lines. It's excellent work. Lo-fi. I love it. Very much so. I'm not an arty person, so I don't know what else to compliment it on. This is the best I got, I'm sorry. And lastly, yeah, only 3 each so far, because last episode was very long. Also, I'm going to mention here randomly, at this point, I still don't know who I'm interviewing for this episode. Even though it's coming out next week. I put out the tweet a couple days ago. Yeah, I don't know who I'm going to interview yet, so it's a surprise for me. Dalius is a CG creator I've mentioned before. I believe it was the TARDIS in the TVA from Loki last time, but this time it's something a little bit different. I love Lego, you love Lego. It's expensive, but we all love Lego, so why not do this? Oh my god, again, the CG polish on it is gorgeous. It's almost like the Ghost Monument with the framing of that second one especially. It's amazing. Dalius is an obviously very talented creator. It even tried to help me out with like a little graphic once upon a time, but I'm stupid with my edit, so I don't know what I'm doing. Go and check out Dalius if you haven't already, especially this lovely Lego piece. It needs more likes, I just noticed. Only 29? You having a laugh? And so ends the art section. It's so sad to say goodbye to it, it really is, but I've got to say goodbye. It always hurts so much. Am I playing this out too much?
What if he had the courage?
Why should I be scared? You're the one with the gun.
That's right.
You like guns, don't you?
I'll kill you!
That's what guns are for. Put the trigger into life. Simple, isn't it?
Bored now.
That plan did not go so well.
I am the Watcher. I oversee all alternate universes. And the one constant is that the 7th Doctor always dies with an unceremonious gunshot. It's in every single one. I can't stress how odd that is. It's like one of the only ones, only constants. Gotta feel bad for the guy after a while.
I said I wasn't going to do it again, but I sat down, comfy, ready to go. Washing machine's still going, innit? Pause button's not working. Record later. You may notice that I have changed my t-shirt. Perhaps the stubble's gotten a bit more defined. I mentioned earlier about a barbecue, I think. Just got back from that. So I'm full. Oh, whoops, background. Oh. Now, because this is the 8th episode of the show, you know, and I'm wearing the coat, I have no 8th Doctor cosplays to show, because Jack doesn't think about these things until it's just too late. Firstly, there is 11th Beau, who, yeah, take a wild stab in the dark before he cosplays. I think one thing that helps set this cosplayer apart from others is just the professionality of the photo shoots. I presume he has a room in his house or like some sort of studio he uses to get these white backgrounds. And yeah, that mixed with the lighting, mixed with the presumed quality of the camera being used, it's terrific. Oh, and he's a digital artist and a collector of screen accurate Yes, go and give 11th Bow a follow. Next is one you may not be expecting. Last episode I suggested a Vastra cosplayer and I was saying how difficult it must be and how it's very rare. Yeah, I found another one. Well, I say I found. Abby of Traken sent this link my way. TikTok creator Naomi Fenton. How? The makeup being used. I can't place where a prosthetic would start and where normal face paint and makeup would apply. And that's not even mentioning the great costume as well and the veil. It's... wow. Stuff like this just inherently confuses me. And impresses me, but also confuses me. Although it doesn't take a lot to confuse me. But yes, go and follow Naomi Fenton on TikTok, an app I've been trying to use. I've been posting a few. I still don't understand it, don't think I'll use it much, personally. I tried though. I am the oldest 22-year-old in the world. Finally, to make sure I'm mixing things up, is another 11th Doctor cosplayer. Hooray! Haunted Spirit Cosplay is another one of the TT Whovians, or TikTok Whovians Productions thing, and does a lot of cosplaying stuff on TikTok. I can't say it normally, I'm sorry. But most notably, he does the 11th Doctor. So, go and check him out, as well as all the TikTok Hovians, really. They all seem like a lovely bunch. When this series of community show ends, which will be episode 13, is my current plan, it's not going to be every 2 weeks. Need bigger gaps in between, because look at me. I don't know what I'm doing because I don't have enough time to think of different ideas. For example, I said earlier in the arts section that I had no plans for who I'm going to interview. I also don't know what I'm going to do skit-wise. See, I want to make this professional, I really do, but I don't have enough time in the days, you know what I'm saying? Enough ranting. Continue!
What if Doctor Who ended like the Sarah Jane adventures?
For a long time now, I thought I was just a survivor, but I'm not. I'm the winner. That's who I am. The Time Lord victorious. And there's no one to stop you. This is wrong, Doctor. I don't care who you are. The Time Lord victorious is wrong. That's for me to decide. Now you better get home. Oh, but it's all locked up. Moving away. Still though, it's easy. All yours. Is there nothing you can't do? Not anymore. Is it time? Wow! That was a real blast! What? What? That was a good one! Oh. My comedy's wasted here. I'm going back to the Ood sphere.
Hello,
Doctor Who Community Show. For my shout out, I would like to highlight the YouTuber Pop Arena, who has done a number of different video series, including a Goosebumps book retrospective and an Animorphs book retrospective, but most interestingly to us, a book-by-book retrospective on the Virgin New Adventures. Each video is really cool, going quite in depth into the plot. It's a review, but also go into a bit of history on the author, how they came into the franchise, etc. The series is called Crossing the Wilderness, because of course this is the Wilderness years, and will eventually cover the 8th Doctor adventures as well. It's a really cool series. I think a lot of people would really enjoy checking it out.
Hello, Doctor Who The Community Show. My name's Jordan from Timegate, an unofficial Doctor Who audio adventure, and I'm here today to shout out a few people who definitely don't need shouting out. I mean, they're already immensely popular, immensely talented, but I kind of just wanted to proclaim my love of them to the general public. So we're going to start with @ThePrideonian on Twitter, James Johnson, according to their Twitter thingy, and they make sort of images of Daleks in various situations. Here's an example one. I mean, it's just bloody gorgeous, isn't it? It's brilliant. I always look forward to a James Johnson picture coming up on my Twitter feed, so much so that I have one of their images as my phone background, because I just love it. And the other one is @Rafeski on Twitter. I hope I'm saying that right. And they make, cover art and posters, art, that sort of thing. The thing that caught my attention of theirs is a Big Finish style cover for Robert Shearman's Dalek. And again, look at it. It's gorgeous, isn't it? They're taking commissions now, so if you are after a bit of high quality art, head there. Rafeski, I am going to be commissioning you for a bit of Timegate art in the near future. I hope that's okay. And my last shout out is, of course, the Doctor Who Community Show. It's a bloody brilliant piece of Who community loveliness. I look forward to every episode coming out every couple of weeks. It's one of my favourite things. You're doing God's work. Keep it up. So yeah, Godspeed, Jack Reeves!
Don't tell anyone, but I have other shout-outs. We've got to keep our voice down, because the Master is around here somewhere, and he doesn't like other shout-outs. So let's get this done, eh? First off is an idea that I'd love to do myself one day, which is a Doctor Who game show. Quite a few have been done online, but I don't think any have quite reached its potential. But then again, that's because I'd love to do one where everyone's in person with a live audience, and that would take a bit of planning. But anyway, it's called the Time Lords Pilot. It's a pilot episode, so, work in progress. We all do it. It's a very interesting watch, and if you like Doctor Who game shows or panel shows, worth a look. Sorry, I'm still so sniffly. Finally, there's a bit of a documentary / vlog / sightseeing trip thing called From Cardiff with Love by Clacker the Geek. Much like the name would suggest, he goes around Cardiff and tries to check out all the different Torchwood and Doctor Who sets and stuff and filming locations and stuff. Am I selling it? It's very well put together. The things he finds are very interesting, and maybe it will inspire you the next time you're holidaying in Cardiff to go and check some of them out for yourself. Now we better get out of this segment before the Master turns up. I'm crazy. I'm also crazy! I am Missy. I always dress for the occasion. How is this Master camper than John Sim? Is it a bit hot in here, or is it just me? Hi, I'm Jeffrey Beavers. Guess who forgot to record an outro? This guy. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to Alia for giving her time to talk to me. It was a very nice interview. Hope you all enjoyed watching that interview. Also, skit-wise, yeah, as you probably saw throughout the show, I did figure out what I was going to do, and it took so much editing, but the hardest part was finding that Sarah Jane music. People on Twitter will know what I'm talking about. But yes, thank you for watching. Smash that like button. Oh, and also, if you're going to MCM Comic Con London, stay tuned. I've got some very exciting news.